We're continuing with the study of long division. We've got 4 digits divided by 2. Number's pretty big here. The number of groups that we're breaking up. The number I'm dividing into, the number of items that need to be split into groups, pretty high. The number of items is pretty high, so that just means a little more thinking, maybe moving through the procedure a little bit more slowly to get there. Maybe we'll encounter some different issues in this one. In fact, I'm pretty sure we will. We're getting toward the end of our study of division, so we're going to see some trickier things here. Of course, the procedure and numbers can get way longer. You can deal with way more, but by now you know the procedure and you'll be able to handle those kind of problems in the future. Maybe with a little assistance from a teacher, but you'll be able to do it. So let's just jump into the process. 75 goes into 49, and we encountered this in the prior lesson. That doesn't work, so we got to go to the third digit. 75, the digit in our tens column, but our third from the left. Will 75 go into 490? And yes, it will. So now we got to kind of guess a little bit. 75 is close to 80. 400 would be around 5. But this is bigger than 400, so let's try 75 times 6. And that's a guess. I could as easily have tried 75 times 5, and that's what you're doing. You're just trying to guess well, seeing how close you get. So it's like a game. Treat it like a game and look at it that way. 6 times 5 is 30, carry the 3, 42, 45. So I'm at 450, which is, I can see already, is 40 away from that, so I've nailed it. If I did another one, I'd be over, so 75 times 6 works. So see, I've been doing this a long time, so I'm a pretty good guesser. You probably won't be that good right away, but you'll eventually get there. So we've already figured out this is 450. But since it's in the tens place, it's 4,500. So we've taken care of a number of them. We've got 401 left to go. So now we go through the procedure again. How many times will 6 go into? And in this case, we're all the way to the ones digits. So how many times will 75 go into the whole 401? Since we had 450 when we took 6, so this helps us guess. 75 times 6, I should have left it on there, was 450. So I'm going to guess 5 for this one. And I know 75 is close to 80, and 80 times 5 would be 400. So it's probably going to be right. 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 2, 375. So that's going to work because it's really close to 401. And I'm not going over, but it's within 75, so I couldn't go one more. We already knew that because we know the result is 6 times 75. So let's go ahead and subtract. I'm going to have to come clear over here. 11 from 5 is 6. 7 from 9 is 2, so it's 6 with a remainder, 6, almost into 65. So I took 75 times 5. I apologize for that. See how easy it is to make mistakes? I've been doing this for 28 years, teaching it, not just learning it. I've been learning math a lot longer than that and almost made a mistake. 5 times 75 is a 375 with a remainder of 26. So just a good example of why it's so important to be careful. And the reason that happens, honestly, is because this is more complicated, so my mind's thinking about other things and I'll forget the simple things. It's why you need to practice procedures so you don't forget those things. They need to be kind of automatic. Fortunately, it was automatic enough for me that I saw my mistake before I got too far. So there you go. I wish I could say I did that on purpose. I did not. That was live action stuff there. So let's do one more, and I would suggest you stay with me on this one because I'm going to show you something that you haven't seen yet. And then probably your teacher will continue on with some more complex division, but you just won't need much instruction anymore. You just need to start practicing more with different scenarios, and you're getting good enough at it now that you'll be able to problem solve new situations that you encounter. And this will be an example of something that might happen. So right away, it's not too bad. We're taking these 8,515 items, dividing them up into 81 different groups. Right away, not too bad because I can see 81 goes into 85 one time. Well, that's nice. When that happens, nice. 81 times 1 is 81. This is actually 100 though, so it's 8100. So I've taken care of that many of them. Now let's subtract the remainder. And I've got 415 yet to deal with. Now, here's where it gets tricky, because 81, if I were to, 81 goes into 4, obviously it won't, That's good because we've already taken care of that. Will 81 go into 41? No, it won't. It's too big, but we got an issue here because we need a number in that digit to take care of this. Since 81 won't go into 41, then I have to record a 0 to hold that place. Otherwise, the places get out of alignment. And so I don't show 81 times 0 because I'm going to end up right back with 415. Actually, well, I'm going to go ahead and show it and show you why you never have to show it. 81 times 0, we know, is 0. And we end up right back with 415. So you don't really have to show that step. But maybe it helps you keep things orderly and aligned. So now I'm to this digit. So 81 goes into 415 times, and see how it lines up where it's going to be in that appropriate column. How many times will 81 go into 415? I know 8 times 5 is 40, so I'm going to guess 5. See how close we get. 5 times 8 is 40, so it's 405, which is right because we're not over it, but we're close enough we couldn't go another 81. In fact, we're 10 away now. If we do the subtraction, we have a remainder of 10. So 105 with a remainder of 10. Again, the new case that we encountered was this 0. Just as a review, I was in this step when 81 won't go into 41, which is what is supposed to happen because I need a digit to go there. Won't go in there, then I have to put a 0 as a placeholder. And then I'm back to 81 goes into 415 5 times, but see how it's all perfectly lined up now for us. So that's what needs to happen. That's pretty much the end of the discussions I'm going to have with you, so get to practicing with these more complicated problems. Again, try to view them as just a fun puzzle that you're trying to solve. I think that's a good way to look at math. When it's more complex like this, it's really satisfying when you're done and you have the right answer. So you just kind of got to look at it that way. Work through it slowly, methodically. Take your time, learn how to guess well and guess better, and you will get faster at them. But it just takes a little bit of time to do some of these. Just look at them as a fun puzzle that you're trying to solve. Hopefully that helps. Some of you aren't believing me, but when you get the right answer, I think you'll be satisfied.